point, please. Play.
As temperatures soared at the start of week 2, so too giants of the game fell down to earth with a bump. Between them, Serena and Venus Williams had won 20 fourth-round matches at Wimbledon and lost none. That sequence was threatened from the word go by Marion Bartley against Williams Jr. on court 1. Playing with great skill and notable intensity, she took the first set 6-3. The second was an absorbing contest which saw Serena save a succession of match points as her champion's mentality came to the fore. Bartley, beaten by Venus in the 2007 final, wasn't to be denied though and took the tiebreak 8-6. Only the fourth time in the Open era that the women's defending champion has failed to make the quarter-finals. Awaiting Bartley tomorrow will be Germany's Sabine Lisicki, who beat Petra Setkovska of the Czech Republic 7-6, 6-1. Lisicki claimed the Birmingham title this year and has now won 14 of her last 15 matches on grass. As Serena was coming to terms with defeat, big sister Venus took on the woman who beat her in the quarter-finals last year, Svetlana Pironkova. And the number 32 seed from Bulgaria produced a flawless display in the first set. Up in the royal box, Billie Jean King was telling the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge exactly what was wrong with the former Queen of Wimbledon's game. Venus couldn't work it out for herself, though. The third time in 4 meetings that Pironkova has beaten her, and by an identical margin to last year's quarter-final. So for the first time since 2006, no Williams sister will be in the final. Standing between Pironkova and her second successive semi-final is the number 8 seed from the Czech Republic, Petra Kvitova, who crushed Belgium's Janina Wittmeyer 6-love, 6-2. Kvitova has dropped only 15 games en route to the quarters. As if the departure of the two Williams sisters wasn't a big enough shock, world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki then let slip a 1-set lead before losing 7-5 in the third to Dominika Cibulková of Slovakia. It's the third year running that Wozniacki has gone out at this stage. Her much publicised wait for a first major title goes on. Cibulková can now look ahead to a clash with Maria Sharapova, who was too good for the 20th seed Peng Shuai of China. A 4-2 win for the 2004 champion. The informed Victoria Azarenka continues to make impressive progress under the radar. The 4th seed recorded her 31st win out of 37 since the beginning of March at the expense of Russia's Nadia Petrova. A 2-2 win for Azarenka, who plays another unseeded player next in the shape of Austria's Tamira Pazek. At the age of 20, the world number 80 is the youngest player still in the draw. She hadn't won back-to-back matches in a major since the 2007 US Open, but made it 4 out of 4 here by winning 6-3 in the third against Ksenia Pervak. On the men's side, Rafael Nadal, struggling with a heel injury which almost caused him to retire, came through in 4 against Juan Martín del Potro, who had trouble with his hip. A grueling encounter for both men that lasted almost 4 hours. Mardy Fish is the man who could take advantage of any lingering Nadal injury problems. The American had a wonderful straight sets win against last year's runner-up, Thomas Burdick. Andy Murray fans are expecting another nervous encounter against free-flowing Frenchman Richard Gasquet. The British number 1 had to come from 2 sets down to win their last 2 meetings, but there were no such problems today, as the 4th seed negotiated a tight opening set before easing to a 7-6, 6-3, 6-2 victory, which takes him into the last 8 for the 4th year running. His opponent on Wednesday will be Feliciano Lopez, who won a marathon 4-hour, 18-minute battle with qualifier Lucas Kubot. The Pole had 2 match points in a third set breaker. Lopez survived and hauled himself back to win 3-6, 6-7, 7-6, 7-5, 7-5, and so book a place in the quarter-finals for the third time. Roger Federer had a scare when he lost the first set to Mikhail Yuzhny, but the 6-time champion recovered to win in 4 and make it 11 wins out of 11 against the Russian. Federer's next appointment is with Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, who continues to catch the eye after a straight sets win over the number 7 seed David Ferrer. Bernard Tomic has become the first qualifier to reach the quarter-finals since Vladimir Volchkov 11 years ago. The Australian, who at 18 is also the youngest man to reach this stage since Michael Chang in 1990, powered past Xavier Malisse in straight sets. Malisse complained afterwards that his rackets hadn't been strung properly. Tomic will now attempt to leave Novak Djokovic in a highly strung state on Wednesday, something Michael Lodra couldn't manage on court 1. Djokovic was a very comfortable straight sets winner against the veteran Frenchman.
Djokovic wins by 3 sets to